My name is Sean Wilson. I work for a company called Wolters Kluwer. Anyone familiar with Wolters Kluwer? Anyone familiar with a company called Enablon? So I work for the division or the department called Enablon. We are a health, safety, quality, as well as a control of work. Operational risk is what we refer to it as. So I've spent the last 25 years in enterprise software sales, working across multiple industries, utilities, mining, transmission, chemicals, oil and gas. And really what I want to talk to you about what we are doing with our client base, including manufacturing and pharmaceuticals, to help them protect things from blowing up. I understand you guys like to blow things up. We don't want things to blow up. We want to protect the people and allow them an opportunity to return home safely to their families. So our job is to deliver actionable information at the right time to the right people to make the right decisions. So our job is to consolidate information, pull that information in together and make it accessible to those people, whether they're sitting at their desktop and they're planning risks, understanding the risks associated with the work that they're about ready to do, or whether they're in the field and actually getting ready to commence the work that they've been assigned to do. So how do you do that? Some people want to modernize their technology. What does that mean? A phone, an iPad, a mobile device to take out in the field? Maybe it's a platform that they want to actually deliver a solution that's delivering consistency in the systems and the processes that the company endorses as their policies. It's also the ability to integrate their EHS program, environmental health and safety, as well as their operations and performance of the equipments and the assets. For the utility sector, you guys are driven by asset performance and asset reliability, as well as workforce utilization. So how do we manage that and ensure that the right information is getting to the right people at the right time to make the right decision? How have you, as an organization, actually managed your digital transformation? So as we all understand, 20 years ago, cell phones were just coming onto the marketplace. Not everyone had access to them. Now, everyone has access to them. I have grandkids that are 3 and 5 years old that they know how to operate an iPad probably better than I do. So where are we going? Where is the world going? Well, currently right now, we're probably in the 1970s in the recent. We've got some technologies. We could probably spend hours talking about condition-based monitoring, risk-based inspections, preventive maintenance programs, reliability-centered maintenance approaches to equipment and asset performance. There's a lot of things that have developed over the years. This is where we're trending as a world and where things are going. You could look at this chart one way is, where's the world going? The next question you can ask, where are we as an organization? Where do we sit on that path? And more importantly, where are my competitors on that path? And how do we ensure that we stay competitive in the marketplace and return value to the shareholders that are investing us as an organization? So from a holistic approach, process safety management across your whole enterprise, we want to look at our corporate strategy. What are we doing as an organization, particularly around safety and performance? We want to make sure that we've got asset integrity, control of work systems, EHS, process safety, so that we can take an approach to the correct identifications of those risks in advance of work commencing. And I think organizations have done a really good job at getting information available to the frontline people, but how effectively are we at disseminating that information to the frontline people? Making sure that plant operations and maintenance are delivering a safe and effective working environment so everyone can go home at night. It's complex. You have to take all of these things that are part of your organization and first make them digital. Then you got to figure out a way how to integrate them together. What we've done for our clients is delivered a single platform to be able to deliver this. So rather than buying components and pieces and trying to figure out how to integrate them together and make different business systems talk, we have developed a fully integrated platform that allows environmental health, safety, and quality, as well as compliance, to operate within the control of workspace or the operational risk that is looking at hazards, controls, consequences, and impacts. So our job is to bring people, processes, plant, and the environment together. The idea here is this platform, we refer to it as our vision platform, has the ability to address all of these components as that are part of your business. We're going to speak today, particularly around probably the bottom two, process safety and control of work. But as a platform, we offer all of this, including the roll-up to ESG reporting to ensure that your governance, social impact, and compliance are being made. What are the challenges, particularly around the control of workspace? We have people, we have processes, and we have the plant. All of those things come into play in the challenges, and they all have their own individual challenges that we're going to need to face, whether it's the complexity in the administration and competency management, whether it's a paper-based system that is hard to kind of collate the information and report on that on an effective basis. I have had clients over the years that have spent months trying to compile information for reports that they got to get out. And then when they finish that, they start all over again and do it for the next 6 months to be able to deliver the next set of reports. It's also difficult in a paper-based system to be able to track and manage and manually log these different types of permit systems and lockout tagout. I am the lockout tagout guy, okay? So I produce work authorization documents and lockout tagout isolation management documents as part of managing the work practices that are happening within an operating facility through a decommissioning and up through a commissioning process. So what have we done to date? And reflect on yourself as an organization. From a design standpoint, I think organizations have spent an enormous amount of energy, effort, and resources actually building out hazard analysis, layers of protection, running through what-if scenarios, to ensure that they're trying to identify the right risks for the right type of work and the right job being performed. The next step, some have done this, some haven't, they develop a visualization so that the human factor comes into play because it's easier to associate pictures and items and videos and colors rather than just text. Organizations have done a wonderful job documenting the information. The question becomes, how effective are they at getting it out to the field personnel that are actually performing that work? Is anyone familiar with a bow tie? What a bow tie is? Bow tie is a risk assessment tool that provides the visual graphical views. We use a color coding system, red, green, it's supposed to be yellow, but it's orange, to kind of like a traffic light signal to be able to give you the information in an easy to view and easy to retain type of environment. The next step, and where some of our clients are pushing us as a software developer, is to actually develop into operations a cumulative risk view of the work that they're performing and the environments that they're working in. And we have tool sets that come out that allow us to track barriers and controls in the work environment. When you're doing a demolition, maybe an explosive type of demolition, you've got these boundaries, you have controls set up. Sometimes you use cameras to be able to see what's going on. Sometimes it's physical barriers that you have to put up. We track and manage and help individuals understand what are the controls we're putting into place to be able to reduce the risk and potential injury in that. So it's not just the slip, trips, and falls that we're worried about. From an operational risk standpoint, we're very, very concerned about serious injuries and fatalities. Those are the things that impact your social governance, as well as your brand and your potential profitability as an organization. So what have some of the organizations do? Here's a quick snapshot of some of the products that we offer in our product set. They put together teams to be able to build hazard analysis situations and go through those scenarios, layers of protection that they're working in. They also have the EHS and process safety specialists that now start to dig into the visualization tools, take those risk assessments that have been put in binders, maybe sitting on a shelf today, haven't been reviewed in a few years, and now put them in a tool that's easily accessible to some organizations. And the final step is what we call our barrier management, which is actually taking those controls, tracking and managing them, and trying to understand what degradation may be happening in that control based on the work environment. Is there a crane on property? Do we have a lifting plan in place for that? Are we understanding that maybe weather has come in? Well, we're here in Texas. You're not down in Houston necessarily, but is there a hurricane coming through? Is there bad weather? Did you get snow up in the Northeast? What are the things that may impact the safety of the workers, the processes, and the plant? So what does this mean to your operations? We have the people. We want to increase some cross-functional collaboration between the different departments. What I have seen over the years is we've kind of siloed things. We have a training department that we put over here. We have a utilities group that's actually managing the power, the shared infrastructure between different plants, particularly if you're selling power or have pipelines into the things. You have the processes from the permit to work and the lockout tagout programs and the holistic view of the plant. How efficient are we operating? How are we mitigating risk to potential damage, not only to the employees and the assets, but the community that you're servicing? So, driving this cross-functional capabilities, we start with a control of work. Control of work is kind of the engine for us from an application standpoint, but we want to expand that into our barrier management, our cumulative risk views, as well as our bow tie management to give visualization of what those risks are. And then we also want to bring incidents and on-time prevention, the lessons that we are learning from those incidents that we're collecting, and feed that back into the system so that we can now identify that as another risk that we need to discuss before work commences. It's not all about the software, though. It's really the software. You got to make sure you have something fit for purpose, right? That fits your functional needs and your requirements. But more importantly, you want to make sure you have the experience, right? The actual driver that understands what we're doing, how we're doing it, and how we're going about it. And you want to make sure you have a pit crew that's going to be able to support you ongoing beyond. We do that through webinars, user groups, and collaborative events that we do with our partner engagements. Okay? That's what I have now. Any questions I can answer for you? Outstanding.